Every corrugation, every creek crossing, every narrow goat track whispers the same thing to anyone towing a caravan. You shouldn't be here. But what if the whole camp just lived on the back of the ute instead? 10 Australian-built slide-on campers prove it can, from bare structural shells to full off-grid rigs. And the number one? It cracked something no local builder had ever pulled off before. We're counting down from number 10. In the 10th place, Tong Metal throws out the rulebook with a bare-bones approach. Just a structural aluminium shell for your ute tray, not a finished camper with all the trimmings. Here's the catch. You get the outer body, but the rest is up to you. Bunks, cabinetry, wiring, plumbing, storage, every bit of fit-out is on your hands. Some call it a headache, but for hands-on tourers, it's pure freedom. You can build a camp exactly how you want it, with weight where it suits your rig and layout to match your trips. Tong Metal claims 100% Australian-made aluminium, heavy-duty M10 bolts to keep things tight, and a lifetime structural warranty for peace of mind. The main game is control. If you want to dodge factory layouts and get your hands dirty, this shell lets you do it your way, right from their Northgate, Queensland base. Number 9. Tailgate Campers reckons you can have a tough, full-bodied slide-on without stacking on the kilos. Here's the pitch. A camper built right here in Australia, with formats for both short cab and extra cab utes, aiming to keep your rig's weight down, but still cop a pounding on the rough stuff. The design talk is all about steel framing wrapped in aluminium skins, or in some versions, a full aluminium monocoque shell with reinforced corners and sealed seams. That's the promise. Walls, floor, and mounting points meant to shrug off corrugations, not creak and groan after a few 100 Ks of bull dust. But, and this matters, there's no independent test data on dry weight or how it actually rides over washboard. The engineering looks good on paper, but the proof's in the paddock. For now, Tailgate's spot comes down to a bold claim. Aussie-made, aiming for real four-wheel drive strength, even if the numbers aren't signed off in black and white. 8th place, Treymate, is the dual cab slide-on that puts in a full week on the tools, then knocks off for a bush escape come Friday arvo. Here's the hook. 1 ute, 2 lives. During the week, it's a tradie's workhorse. Cables, ladders, all the gear stashed in the integrated work body. Come the weekend, you bolt on the lightweight aluminium camper shell, and suddenly the same rig is your ticket out of the city. No need for a second vehicle or a heavy tow. Just drop your gear, roll out a swag or a quick camp setup, and you're sorted. The Treymate dual cab is listed at a dry weight starting from 370 kilos, keeping things legal for most modern utes. It's pitched to sparkies and chippies who want a proper camp without forking out for a fancy fit-out or dragging a trailer through the scrub. No price tag or full spec sheet is published, but the promise is all about practical Aussie versatility. Work hard, camp easy, and swap the city for the bush in a single tray. Number 7. Intrepid Campers takes a different tack. Precision and finish are the calling cards here. Built in Victoria, every bit of the interior aims to stay composed when the road turns rough. Doors line up, storage stays put, and hardware actually feels secure, even after hours on corrugations that would shake lesser rigs to bits. Comfort, in this case, isn't just about soft cushions or a plush bed, it's about opening a cupboard at the end of a long day and finding everything still where you left it. That's what sets Intrepid apart. A focus on keeping the inside rattle-free, so your nerves aren't shot before the first cuppa. The company's been listed as active since 2018, but there's no public spec sheet for current model weights, warranty length, or a dry weight you can hang your hat on. Still, for tourers who judge a rig by how it holds together when the bush gets gnarly, Intrepid's attention to detail is hard to ignore. Number 6. OTG Off-Grid Campers is for those who want to vanish into the scrub and not come back till the water runs dry. This rig isn't just about a mattress and a bit of shade. We're talking integrated autonomy, 150 litres of fresh water sloshing under the floor, a Truma hot water system with enough juice for a proper bush shower, and a solar array up top pumping out 640 watts. The whole show is managed by a Victron electrical brain, so you can keep the fridge humming, lights on, and kettle boiling while the nearest power point is 1,000 k's away. OTG claims you'll last a week off-grid, no dramas. And honestly, with those specs, it's not just marketing bravado. The brand talks up its registered design, but if you want the paperwork, you'll have to dig. IP Australia doesn't list it yet. Still, the promise is clear. Built by campers, for campers, and engineered to keep you off the grid and out of phone range longer than most. That's the OTG pitch. Go further, stay longer, and let the rest of the world chase you. Number 5. Traveller Campers steps up with a promise every coastal tourer wants to hear. No timber, no rust, no rot. Just lightweight aluminium and composite panels bolted up in northern New South Wales. The pitch is simple. Keep salt spray, red bull dust and tropical storms out, and keep your utes payload in the green. Traveller claims 100% Aussie manufacturing, though they're a bit cagey about the exact postcode. The real story is materials, an aluminium shell with composite panels, all built around the no-wood concept. So there's not a scrap of timber to soak up water or start swelling when the wet rolls in. In theory, that means less mass chewing into your GVM and a shell that shrugs off rust, even after a week parked up by the coast. But here's the catch: no dry weight published, no third-party corrosion test, and bonded panels always raise questions about how they'll hold up after 1,000 k's of corrugations. Still, for anyone who's watched their old trayback rot out from salt and moisture, Traveller's approach is a breath of fresh air, if you're willing to trust the claims and roll the dice on long-term durability. Number 4. Cameron Campers throws out the old tent peg routine with their Easy Tent side fold system. A bit of bush genius for anyone who's ever tried to bash pegs into rock-hard ground with the sun dropping fast and a southerly coming up. The pitch is simple. Roll in, flip it open, kettle on. No pegs, no guy ropes, and no crawling around in the bull dust. The shelter folds straight out from the camper's side, not bit by bit like the old school setups. Cameron claims you won't need to hammer a single peg or tie a single rope, though there's no independent timing and the patent number's not tracked down on IP Australia. Still, the real-world payoff is clear. Less faffing about with loose gear, less swearing at tangled ropes, and a camp that's up before the mozzies find you. Whether the wind's up or the ground's baked solid, it's all about getting undercover and on with the evening. For tradies and tourers who've had enough of wrestling canvas by headlamp, Cameron's Easy Tent is a hard one to go past. Coming to the top 3, Wedgetail's Hawk is all about getting out bush fast and light, no faffing about. Built at 29 Taralba Road, Broadmeadow in Newcastle, this is the brand's answer for solo hunters, fishos, and anyone who reckons setup time is dead time. The Hawk's claim to fame? A dry weight of just 170 kilos for the 1.8 metre fit-out. That's lighter than most blokes' toolboxes, and it means you're not chewing up your ute's payload before you even throw in a swag and a slab. The shell's a frameless 2.5mm aluminium profile, finished in a Kevlar-based paint, tough enough to take the odd branch scrape or a copping of red dust, but still featherweight. The real party trick is the setup. 2 clips, bed folds down, and you're camped in under 5 minutes. That's not just marketing spin, it's on video, with walkthroughs showing the whole thing done solo. No drama. Back in 2021, you could get into a Hawk from 13 grand, and even now it's the stripped back choice for folks who'd rather spend their weekend fishing than fiddling with canvas. It's simple, it's quick, and it's proper Aussie built. Just don't expect every luxury. The Hawk keeps it honest. Less is more when you're chasing freedom on 4 wheels. Trayon carries a legacy built on family craftsmanship, with the Van der Walt family assembling slide-on campers on the Sunshine Coast since 1994. Certified Australian-made, every Trayon is constructed locally, not imported. A point of pride that's backed by official documentation. By April 2017, Trayon had reached its 1,000th unit, each one numbered and part of a long-running outback tradition. The standout feature is weight. Trayon's class. Two models are among the lightest around, with the dual cab version at about 370 kilograms dry and the standard at 390 kilograms. These figures represent the camper shell only, leaving crucial payload capacity for water, fuel, recovery gear and supplies. An important factor for anyone mindful of GVM and axle limits on popular utes like the Hilux or Ranger. The frame uses non-welded aluminium, designed to handle rough tracks without the fatigue cracks that welded joints can develop over time. Trayon opts for an external shower and portable toilet setup, prioritizing simplicity and space over a built-in bathroom. This approach keeps the camper lighter and more adaptable for long trips. Trayon's reputation rests on proven durability, straightforward design, and a commitment to Australian manufacturing. And finally, in first place, Wedgetail 22 lands the knockout punch for anyone who's ever shivered through a cold outback night wishing for their own dunny. This is the moment slide-on campers stopped making excuses and brought the bathroom inside right onto the back of a ute. Wedgetail's claim goes further than marketing spin. No other locally built off-grid tray-back camper offered a proper internal toilet and shower before the 22 hit the market in late 2022. That's not just a tick-box feature, it's a game-changer for anyone who's spent a week camped out where the nearest drop toilet is a long walk through the dark. Here's the nuts and bolts. Dry weight is listed at 573 kilos, serious, but still within reach for well-spec'd dual-cab utes if you watch your payload. The welded aluminium frame carries a PVC walled ensuite pod at the rear, housing a removable cassette toilet and a shower base that folds out when it's time to scrub the bull dust off. Grey water's sorted with a separate tank, so you're not leaving a mess behind at the next bush camp. The whole setup is designed for days off-grid, with water and waste handled in-house. Wedgetail stands behind it with a 12-year structural warranty. No small promise in a world where outback corrugations eat lesser builds for breakfast. Of course, all that comfort comes at a cost. Water, waste, and personal gear will chew into your payload. So anyone keen on the 22 needs to do the maths on GVM and axle limits. But for those chasing true self-sufficiency, with proper dignity, even when the wind's howling and the rain's coming in sideways, this is the first Aussie-made slide-on that lets you take a real bathroom wherever your rig can crawl. Across all 10 rigs, one thing's clear. It's not about the flashiest fit-out, but about build quality, weight, and true self-sufficiency. Aussie slide-on campers have cracked the code, no tow, no drama, just you, the tray, and the bush. So, which camper would you bolt onto your ute tomorrow? Drop your pick in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.